Welcome aboard to this week's cruise chat. It's Kathleen Penner, the owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and I am meeting with Ernie from Uniworld today. I am really excited for this opportunity to meet with him, and I can't wait to see some of their ships, some of their itineraries. And you guys have to check out one of their very special itineraries that they have. It is just phenomenal. So go right over to that episode so you can see that. So over to the episode. Everybody, and welcome aboard to this week's cruise chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I am joined by Ernie from Uniworld, and I am very excited about this. This is the first time I've had the opportunity to meet with you to go over this really dynamic brand, and I'm really excited to learn more about it. I love bringing new cruise lines into my cruise chats, and I am just ecstatic that you took the time out of your busy day to be able to come and talk to us about Uniworld. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, and I can't wait to learn.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. It's always nice to be able to be called on to do these types of videos and share, some insight and some knowledge on different products, what else is out there. So I'm more than happy to have joined. And as Kathleen had mentioned, I'm the regional sales manager for Uniworld Boutique River Cruises. And I wanted to share some really unique experiences, talk about what kind of sets us apart when it comes to luxury river cruising. And we are the most all-inclusive luxury river cruise line currently on the rivers. So before I get into it, I love starting off with a video. And this current video is our latest brand video that we just launched about a week ago. And it is absolutely one of my favorite brand videos that we've launched. So without further ado, here it is.
Hey.
Welcome.
Yeah, so that was just a quick little video, just kind of introducing who Uniworld is. It always gives me goosebumps listening to the music because I absolutely love the classical music that they use.
Yeah.
It honestly, this is the type of music that we play as people are kind of coming into the lounge for the evening meeting, to dinner, all of that kind of stuff. And then we get into the fun stuff post dinner as well too, which I'll talk about. But I absolutely love the classical music that we play on board our ships as well. So one of the big questions that we always get asked by our advisors, by our consumers and guests pre experience is why Uniworld?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about why the Uniworld experience is so different. So as I had mentioned and alluded to, Uniworld is the most all-inclusive, ultra luxury river cruise line on the river today currently. So I'm not going to go into great detail on every single part here, but what really makes Uniworld special, I'm going to talk about in detail the first four, but 24-hour room service, all gratuities on board are going to be included as well.
Mm-hmm.
Included airport transfers, complimentary bicycles. We just have regular standard pedal bikes. We don't do e-bikes or anything like that. Due to insurance reasons, all of that kind of stuff, we decided just to stick with the manual pedal bikes. We have daily fitness classes. We were the pioneers in the river cruise industry about 10 years ago, where we actually have full-time fitness members on board as well that do daily yoga classes, stretching classes, TRX classes, and we actually do have fitness facilities aboard all of our river ships as well.
That's great. My
Onboard.
husband always jokes that, he loves to go to the gym when he's on a cruise because that means he can spend longer in the dining room. It kind of
Exactly. And
counterbalances, right?
honestly,
Yeah.
when you have the cuisine that you're eating
Hmm.
on Uniworld, aboard Uniworld on your cruise, you definitely want to make sure that you're burning off all of those calories because
I can
honestly, it,
imagine.
it is absolutely phenomenal. I'll talk a little bit
And you don't
about
feel
the
guilty
cuisine.
about that second dessert because it's so delicious.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's always room for second desserts and even third if you want.
Yes.
On board as well, we do some phenomenal entertainment experiences as well. So we do the traditional folk musicians, local dancers that will come on, all of that kind of stuff as well. But we do some really unique entertainment experiences on board, which I'll talk about as well. And then most important thing, we are going to be we are a connected world these days. Everyone wants to be connected to home, wants to be connected to Facebook, Instagram, all that social media. So we do offer complimentary shipboard Wi-Fi on board as well. And we do offer Wi-Fi extenders that you can actually take off board as well when you're on shore. It is a very menial rental cost to it, but it is added benefit.
Wow,
This way
that's
you're not
great.
having to use data. Sorry, what was
Yeah.
that?
That's great because over in
It
Europe, data
is.
costs a lot for us Canadians.
It
So
sure
that's
does.
fabulous. Wow, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also wanted to talk about the why River Cruise because this is really, really important. What we're starting to see and what we've seen a huge growth in is new to brand clients, guests that are coming from the ocean side. They're looking for smaller capacities. On
Mhm.
average, we have anywhere from 120 to 130 guests, so a lot smaller than a $5,000 or 5,000 guest ocean
Yeah.
liner as well. Um, when you're doing an ocean cruise, I've done many. I'm sure you've done quite a bit yourself.
I
You just came
have.
back from one
Yes,
not long ago.
I have.
Um, so when you're doing an ocean cruise, you're going to the heart of the destination. You're going to the major city, but you're not truly getting an immersive experience of the destination. Whereas when you're doing a river cruise, you're going through the arteries of the country. You're going
Mhm.
through the smaller towns, the smaller villages. You're getting a much more immersive and
Mhm.
hands-on experience.
Yeah, I've always
So
heard this little phrase that, oceans bring you to the countries, the river cruises bring you through the countries. So you'll
exactly.
just experience it a much better and deeper and better way, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have said it better than me. The other big thing is service. We're very much about the old school service. So for every two guests on board, we have one crew member. So it is very much anticipatory service. So I'll talk a little bit about what that looks like as well. And then the biggest draw is going to be the excursions, the all-inclusivity of the excursions with Uniworld as well. So you're going to have multiple excursions to pick from every single day. You're not just going to have one basic and then you'll have to upgrade to do, a more enhanced experience. There's going to be multiple to pick from. And I'll talk a little bit about that as well as we move forth. So, talking about the very first point that really is the unique selling point of Uniworld is our one-of-a-kind award-winning ships, or as we like to call it at Uniworld, our floating boutique hotels. So every ship on board, or every ship that we have, I should say, is unique to the region that we sail to. We're not about cookie cutter, copy and paste onboard experiences. We're not about the decor being the same on every single ship. So we could have three ships on the Danube, for example. Each of those ships are going to be different and very unique because they're sailing in very different parts of the Danube region as well.
Oh, that's
So I
interesting.
wanted to showcase one of our ships as well, which is our SS La Venezia, which sails in Venice.
Suddenly, she passes right in front of me. Suddenly, feels like I'm gonna fall. I can see all of my dreams so perfectly. Suddenly, love's not a dream at all. It's not like me giving my heart so hastily. chance. I'd agree, I've got to do it casually. So suddenly I'm asking her for a dance. Suddenly she could be the one who cares for me. Nobody thought I'd have a chance. Funny, she's the special kind that you rarely see. Possibly this could be a fine romance. Now I see just what your love is meant to be. Suddenly I have a new romance.
I absolutely love this ship.
Yes. You can't not listen to that and just smile and see it. That's
I know.
incredible.
Whenever
I'm gonna be
whenever I
bopping here.
watch this video, I'm always bopping my head because I love the music again.
Yeah.
But this itinerary is such a unique experience. It's an 8-day experience in the heart of Venice in the Veneto region. I mean, there are no other river cruise lines that are actually in Venice like Uniworld is. I mean, we're literally essentially docked right at St. Mark's Basilica, or St. Mark's Square, I should say. So as you get off the ship, you can go to St. Mark's Basilica. We do a beautiful experience that I'll talk about there as well too. But clients and travelers cannot do Venice for what Uniworld actually charges, staying in a 5-star boutique hotel, fine dining experiences, all the alcohol, the very unique experiences in Venice and the Veneto region. You can't do it. This honestly is one of the best ways for you to be able to experience Venice as well too.
Fabulous.
So what makes our suites unique? This is a question that we get a lot. I wanted to put together a quick picture collage just to kind of show you just how unique each and every suite aboard any of our ships are. No two suites aboard any of our ships are going to be the same. So we put a lot of thought and we made sure that every ship was unique. And a reflection of the regions that we sail to as well. So that's one of the big things that when you're actually booking on Uniworld, if you're booking into a suite, if you're booking into a French balcony or classic, it's going to be unique to the regions that we sail to. And again, like I said, we put a lot of thought into the decor, into the design process of our ships as well. So it's again not going to be a cookie cutter type of ship experience as well.
Wow. And I love that floor to ceiling window of the Peru. That was something.
Yes, yeah, and that's an all-suite ship cabin as well. It's the Amazon Aria. There's literally only 28 guests on that ship, so it's a very, very small ship, and you're essentially sailing through the Peruvian Amazon. It is a beautiful experience, so definitely something to look forth if you're looking at an exotic destination for sure.
Gorgeous.
So what else comes along when you book into a suite? So like I mentioned, there's going to be multiple rooms within the suites as well. So you're going to have a proper sitting room with an actual bedroom with a door. So if you are entertaining anything like that, you have the opportunity to have the privacy there as well. Larger bathrooms. So on many of our suites, we can have walk-in showers with bathtubs, dual vanities, floor-to-ceiling marble, heated floors, heated towel bars, luxury bath products as well. But the best part about our suites are going to be the opportunity that you actually have butler service. Across the board, when we're looking at our European itineraries and European lineup, the butlers that we have on board are hired by are essentially from the same agency that Buckingham Palace hires their butlers from.
Oh,
So that level of service is very, very much up there.
mm-hmm.
Whatever you desire, whatever you need, as long as it's legal, I say, they will take care for you. So if you need your suitcase unpacked, if you need your clothes pressed, ironed,
Mm-hmm.
packed again, anything of that nature, they will take care for you as well.
Wow.
We also offer fully stocked bars aboard our European itineraries as well. So, if you prefer vodka, whiskey, whatever it is, you just have to let the butler know and they'll make sure to replenish with that rather than anything else. So that's really kind of what sets us apart when we're looking at our suites.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I did forget to mention, we do have what we call Savoy Beds of England. Do you know what that is, Kathleen?
No, I don't.
No, so Savoy Beds of England are handmade beds, mattresses essentially, that cost upwards of $40,000 per mattress.
Oh my.
And this is on all of our suites, all of our cabins across our European itineraries. So I've experienced it a few times, and it honestly really is like sleeping on a cloud. You will not have a better night's sleep than you do on these Savoy beds. They are absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, that sounds great. So often I come back, from vacations and I have this crazy neck ache because the bed is firmer than I'm used to. So the pillow is higher and you're like, oh my
Yes.
back. But that just sounds heavenly, like just to dive right in and just be cocooned in that. Wow. Beautiful.
Absolutely. And if you're finicky like I am with pillows as well, we do offer pillow menus. So it's not just exclusive to the suites, but it is available to all of our guests on board all of our ships as well too. So if you want feather pillows, if you want memory foam pillows, whatever it is, we have quite a large selection of those as well. You just have to let your room steward know, and they will get that into your cabin as well.
That's great. I love all those little touches because all those small things make the perfect vacation, right? And
Really.
somebody's like, "Oh, what's the difference?" Feather pillow foam, whatever. But you're getting a better night's sleep, and then you can explore the area. It's just those little touches just make the world a difference.
Absolutely, I
Yes.
totally agree. The other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about is the service. As I alluded to at the beginning, our service is very much anticipatory service. So because our capacities on board our ships are so small, our crew on board remember our guest's name, usually within a couple of days. They'll remember what your drink order is. So as soon as you walk into the lounge, they will have your Pinot Grigio, your Sauvignon Blanc, whatever it is, poured before you even get to the bar. I can speak from personal experience. So it's the small little details that our crew really does pick up on, and you really truly do appreciate. So that's definitely one thing that we pride ourselves on is our service. It's a very much old school service.
That's great. And you are literally treated like royalty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The other big thing is our cuisine. So it is going to be very much farm to table cuisine. We are very, very specialized in terms of sustainability as well too. So we want to make sure that we're leaving as small of a footprint as possible. There's only so many things that we can do as a cruise line. So one of the ways that we actually try to be as sustainable as possible is through the food, the cuisine, all of that kind of stuff as well. So we actually source all of our food, which is organic in season, and our chef does that on a daily basis within a 100-kilometer radius of where we are for that specific day. So we always try to support local. We use our local markets. We use our local vendors, our farmers, all of that kind of stuff as well to ensure that we are promoting local, but then also being as sustainable as possible. So you will never see a Cisco truck pulling up to the Uniworld ship. Everything is farm fresh always. So you can always rely on that as well. If you have any dietary restrictions as well, gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, anything like that, we've done a beautiful job really revamping that experience for guests that have dietary restrictions as well. So you don't have to worry that it's just going to be a bowl of salad that you're getting for lunch and dinner. There is going to be an abundance, and you will still have that same fine dining experience as everyone else on board as
Oh,
well.
that's perfect. And I love that you're making a difference in the communities that you're going to by getting it within that, 100-kilometer radius.
Yes.
You're supporting local, and I think that that's something that I just love, and I know I talk about it a lot on my channel. I'm sure all my subscribers are tired of hearing it, but I think
Oh,
that's something that I
no, no,
absolutely adore. It's local, and you're supporting local, and then the food tastes
always.
better as well. So the guests are getting a better quality, much fresher ingredients, and you're supporting. So you're happy.
100% agree.
Yes.
The other added benefit as well, I know that for Canadians, speaking for myself, all-inclusive is a big thing. So we also do include all-inclusive alcohol, including premium liquor. This is just some of the premium liquors that we do include on board Uniworld. So this will be all-inclusive on our European itineraries. Our exotics are a little bit different, where we just include local beer and wine during lunch and dinner. Anything outside of that, it is at our guests' extra cost out of pocket, but it won't cost you an arm and a leg. But honestly, we do offer mocktail menus as well. So if you're not a huge drinker, we do offer mocktails as well. But the variety and the options are there. Just to give you an idea, we have 13 different vodkas, 12 different rums, and 8 different whiskeys that can go on. But those are generally what people like. So
Amazing. So you can get the flavors and the brands that you like. So that works.
absolutely, absolutely. And the wines will always be the feature of the regions that we go to and that we're sailing in as well. So you're not going to be drinking that same bottle of wine from start to finish. Every day it will be different. Okay, so that's another important thing to keep in mind, because we do not stick with the same brand and the same style of wine. Our sommelier on board, as well as our head chef, work together to ensure that they're tailoring the menu so that the wines that the sommelier are picking really do complement the meals that our guests are having on board that day as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then our experiences, our excursions are going to be, like I said, included. So there will be multiple to pick from. With Uniworld, we have well over 80 unique to Uniworld experiences. I'm not going to go into each and every single one of those 80s, but I will mention one just because we are time prohibited. But one of those unique experiences that we do is we actually do a private experience where we take our guests in Venice to Doge's Palace for a private tour of Doge's Palace. So essentially, it's only open to our guests pre-open. You do a private tour of Doge's Palace. You go through the Bridge of Sighs and into the prison as well. And that is not usually something that they allow. But for Uniworld, they actually will open, and it's a full private experience. So no crowds. You don't have to deal with lineups to look into the prison cells, all of that kind of stuff, because you're broken up into a smaller group within Uniworld as well. So it's a really, really unique experiences. You're bypassing lines anytime we're going to museums, art galleries, or it can be, like I said, a private experience either before they open or after they close as well. So you can always guarantee that with Uniworld.
Yeah, I love that you have those relationships in the ports that you're able to do that, and also being a small ship, because small ships mean that you're not going to be spending time in a queue, in a line. You're going to be out exploring, which is why you're there. I mean, realistically, yeah. So I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So one of the big things with Uniworld is that we're always committed to elevating that river cruise experience and really overcoming the misconception that a river cruise is a snooze cruise, because it really, really isn't. Like I said, we do our traditional folk musicians and dancers that will come on board, but we've really elevated that experience on board. And one of the ways that we've done that is actually through our night out experiences, which are going to be included on top of the daily excursions that are included as well. So this isn't going to be on every single itinerary. These are going to be in some key regions where the cities really come alive at night. So for example, one of the ones that we do on our Venice itinerary is we do a private lighting ceremony at St. Mark's Basilica. Our guests walk through a private entrance that you wouldn't even know was there. And as they walk in, and once everyone sits down, they turn all the lights off and they slowly turn the lights on. As they turn the lights on, slowly it starts to hit the gold gilding, the alfresco, the stained glass. It is such a unique experience, and no one in the general public really gets that opportunity unless you're sailing with Uniworld. You also get to go down to the basement catacombs, and that's not usually open to the general public as well. We do a private brewery visit as well, and beer tasting in Basel on one of our itineraries as well. And you're actually going to one of the oldest breweries in Europe as well. So definitely some really great experiences. We do an Amsterdam evening canal cruise post dinner as well on a private boat as well through as they take you through the canals downtown. And then we do an after hours art exhibit visit in Bordeaux as well, where they've actually essentially converted a World War II submarine silo into an art exhibit where they actually reflect art pieces into water. It is open to Uniworld exclusively, so it's a private experience. It is honestly such a memorable experience as well, and a huge highlight for that brilliant Bordeaux itinerary as well.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah. And then the last but not least is our Vienna experience, where we actually do a private orchestra experience at Albert Hall. We have the Viennese orchestra come out. We have ballroom dancers that come out as well. And it's a private show for our guests as well.
Wow.
Another thing that we do on board is our 70s disco party night. So this we do essentially one night of the cruise on our European itineraries, where we convert our main lounge into Studio 54, and our guests have the opportunity to be able to dress up in their 70s outfits. So if you have, bell bottoms or platform shoes, you can dust them off and bring them on board. And honestly, it is such a great time.
That would be a lot of fun.
It is. I did it this past spring, and honestly, it was a ton of fun. There were 3 other people wearing the same Amazon outfit that I was wearing, so it was honestly a really, really good time.
Like, what are the chances, right? Oh,
I know.
Wow.
We also do silent disco nights on board as well. So this is on 5 of our ships within Europe as well, where we basically have a silent disco night on multiple evenings as well. So this way everyone can listen to what they want to listen to and basically let loose.
Yeah. Wow.
So we have our solo travel. It is a huge growing part of the business. So I know not very many people that are solo travelers think of river cruising, but do not forget about river cruising and do not forget about Uniworld. We have a phenomenal solo travel program. We offer wave solo supplements on many of our departures for 23 right now. And we're also doing a 50% reduction on 2024 departures. And on top of that, we do an exclusive solo cocktail party for our guests as well. On those solo departure dates that we offer these discounts, we are seeing anywhere from 3 to 5 cabins that are solo travelers. So you don't have to worry that you're going to be the only solo traveler.
Right. That's great that you do an activity for them to get together as well. I mean,
Yes.
ship cruising, you're really, even if you're going alone, you're never alone. People
No,
chat
never.
with you, they're, like-minded. So that's neat that you also have a program for the solo travelers. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's new to come for 2024? Really quickly, I love talking about our rivers of the world. So this is our take on a world cruise, but taking it to the international rivers around the world. So our guests are going to be seeing 3 continents, 10 countries, and experiencing 5 of our floating boutique hotels. This spans across 55 beautiful days, with you're only looking at 68 total guests on board our ship as well. Essentially, there's a luxury traveling concierge that goes with the group, so they're taken care of from start to finish. So you don't have to worry that if something arises, that you're not going to have someone there to support you. You have the luxury concierge, but you will also have the hotel and the tour managers on board all of our ships as well. So every itinerary that we have, we've really customized as well to really highlight the regions that we go to. So not only are we going to do the Peruvian Amazon in part 1 aboard the Amazon Aria as well as the Aqua Nera, but we're also going to be taking you to Iguazu Falls, to Rio de Janeiro. So some really unique experiences that we've added along the way as well. Then we're going to go into Eastern Europe, all the way from Amsterdam right down into Hungary to Budapest. And then we're going to fly you over to France, aboard the SS Catherine to really experience and immerse yourself in Avignon and southern France. And then that's where you're going to end up for 16 beautiful days on the Mekong Jewel in Cambodia and Vietnam to end off the beautiful 55-day journey. So some really, really unique experiences. So if you do want more information, definitely do reach out to Kathleen on that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Those look really great. And I love how even in just 55 days, you can go to 3 continents. That's
Oh,
just
yeah,
incredible.
absolutely.
Like, wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. So there's
Yeah.
still space available as well. So definitely something to keep in mind for those looking. I wanted to also mention our outstanding loyalty program as well, the River Heritage Club. So as soon as you complete your first sailing with Uniworld, you're enrolled into the RHC program. From there, you will have essentially discounts, rates, all of that kind of stuff on future cruises that you book through Uniworld. You will have some added benefits on board as well. That varies depending on the itinerary and all of that kind of stuff as well. So definitely something to keep in mind because these discounts are combinable with any of the offers that we currently have as well. So I'm not going to talk about current offers or anything like that because they're constantly changing. So make sure to reach out to Kathleen and she will be able to give you what the current offers are in market for any of our Uniworld River Cruises.
Yes, absolutely. I can always be reached at info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com and I will just hook you up with the best offers and promos that I can. Yes. And thank you so much for putting all that together. That's incredible. I really I didn't know a ton about Uniworld, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to meet with you and to see all of the unique offerings that there are. And it's incredible. I love those evening outs. That was a big hit. I think that's something I would just adore as well, including, especially since it's included and you already had a full day of shore excursions that are included. And it just seems like icing on the cake. Like a lot of other lines would kind of say, well, these are like optional. So we're just going to charge you a nominal fee. But I think it's wonderful that it is also included with Uniworld. So that's cool.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that our guests have the opportunities to really experience the destinations and the places where we go to, not just during the day, but in the evening as well too, because a lot of these cities and places where we go to, they're beautiful in the daylight, but they really truly come alive at night. And that's what we want to showcase for our guests.
Yeah. And a lot of the bigger cruise lines have to leave before you get to experience that. So I love that the smaller lines are just there so that you can be more immersed, and that's awesome. I could go on forever talking about cruising, as you guys know, a highlight for me, but I'm just going to stop and say thank you so much for putting that together. It's greatly appreciated, and I can't wait to meet with you again. And for those of you who would like more information on Uniworld, like I said, just reach out to me, info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com. But I hope everybody has a great week, and goodbye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this week's video with Ernie from Uniworld. It was really nice to see some of those itineraries and just know that you're really, really immersed in the culture. You guys all know that I just love being a traveler and not a tourist. And I love the idea of digging deep, and those evening ones really stuck with me. Those evening short excursions that are all included, that are all unique. And that's something I just adored. I think it's a great program that they have. And I'm glad that I got a chance to meet with him and to learn more about their cruise line. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Windstar Cruises, and we're going to be looking at some of their really cool activities and seeing what makes Windstar totally different. Their tagline is 180 degrees from ordinary. So that should be really cool to check that out. And I thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you've subscribed to our channel so that you get that notification as soon as these videos get out. I try to do them every Thursday or Friday, but sometimes I'm swamped with, creating bookings and helping you all with your travels. So the videos come, a little bit, not always on the same day. I do try my best, but if I'm busy working with you guys, you're more important. Absolutely. And my clients always come first. And that's why I won the #1 best travel agent in all of Hamilton 3 years in a row. So that's really cool. And I'm super glad that I had the opportunity to meet with different cruise lines every single week, and bringing in a new cruise line is always exciting to me. So so reach out to me at info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com and I will definitely get you on board. Have a great week, guys, and we'll see you next week or on board. Bye for now.